Welcome to this week's edition of the Weekly Travel Alert. Hey, I'm Steve Glenn.
I'm Paul Glenn.
Hey, Paul, it's summertime.
Summer is upon us.
Summertime. Oh, remember there's a song like that. You remember that?
Back from the 70s?
Yeah. We're in the dead center of summer, and it's hot.
It's hot.
Hot. 92 today where we live.
Yeah.
And it seems like we're going to see that for a couple weeks ahead of us.
I'm leaving.
Where are you going?
Alaska.
50
degrees. I got to go find my stocking cap. I got to pack a stocking cap tonight.
Oh, my
I'm so
gosh.
excited for that.
Actually, we're going on a cruise to Alaska on what, Seabourn?
Seabourn, yep.
Yeah, top line cruise. It's a time to be. This is the week to be in Alaska, right?
It's peak
End
weather.
of July, 1st of August.
Glaciers
right in
are
there.
going to be calving at their peak because you're getting some peak temperatures up there. So they've gone through a month and a half of some warmer temps. And so, yeah, it should be a perfect time.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm looking forward to that. And it sounds like you are.
Alaska is one of my favorite places on the planet.
Are you packed?
I have not put one thing in a suitcase. I have not taken one thing out of a dresser.
Okay, I am a sinner. Can I tell you?
You've packed and you're going to check a bag?
My wife, Marie, is going to check a bag. I'm not checking a bag.
She's been packed for 2 weeks, my daughter tells me.
as our listeners may know, executive travel tip number 1 is to do not do checked on luggage. And what do you know? We're going to Alaska, so we have to put a coat in and shoes in, and oh my gosh.
When you got to dress formal, there's a formal night, you got to be ready, you got to have some shoes to get dirty. We're going to go hiking, so then you got to have just some comfy shoes. So, I mean, it's one where we're going to be gone, you're going to be gone longer than we are. We're going to be gone 10 days, 9 nights in total, and you're going to be on 12 or 13.
Yeah.
So that is a long time, especially if you don't have, it's one thing when you go to Italy and you've got a washer and dryer. It's another thing when you're going someplace that you don't necessarily have as readily accessible or cost efficient abilities to do laundry.
I still feel dirty because I broke one of my most important tips. Number 1, don't check on luggage. And what am I doing?
Feel dirty.
I'm fessing up. Okay, hey, we've got a great weekly traveler today, Paul. Well, this is sponsored by Executive Travel. You can find us on the web at executivetravel.com. With that, we've got our headlines for this week. Read, is the summer travel slump building a fall tsunami travel explosion? Paul, what we saw is a dip down in prices and fares. We saw Europe slow down and get some great prices. Even right now, $700 to Rome. You can still find business class this fall for $3,000, $3,500, $3,800 into Rome from the U.S. So there's great prices. What we're seeing now is the airlines are actually saying, hey, we're seeing a blip up in September, October. So I think what's happened is people said, I want to avoid the heat of Europe and hit it in the shoulder season. So the shoulder season is actually becoming the high season.
Peak season, yeah.
So really interesting. And so
you guys were there, you and Ryan were there a week ago. What were the temperatures?
Oh, they were perfect.
Were they?
They were like 75 degrees.
Okay.
And
so non-standard compared to the last 2 summers in Rome.
Well, but 2 weeks before it was hot. It was 90 degrees.
Well, I was there that week when it was 100 degrees.
And now it's back to 90 degrees.
Is it? Okay.
So we hit like the bullseye.
Okay.
Going to Europe. So, and then we're having our company meeting there in November, which should be perfect weather again in November. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we think there's going to be a travel explosion this fall. We see all the things coming together, hotel prices, airfares, causing people to say, hey, I'm going to get up and go.
Yeah, I was at a meeting last week and we were talking about things along these lines. And, nice hotels in cities like Paris were running $1,500 a night these last couple summers. So, I think some of it is the heat, but some of it's just been what the prices have done in these major cities in Europe. So, so it will be nice to, get some of these things back into a reasonable range for price. And then that does obviously encourage people to take advantage.
You bet. Hey, the second headline actually kind of reinforces it. It says airfares to Europe are down nearly 50% from the same time last year. Paul, next week we're going to come out with our monthly executive travel airfare comparisons, our indexes. We've got those now domestically. We've got them to Europe coach class and Europe business class. And soon we'll be launching our Asia and Pacific one. Okay. I don't think we'll start that until this fall. But Asia Pacific is a lot more expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. And you're on those flights for 12, 15 hours. I think Matt, Glenn, my son, and your brother was just came back from Bangkok. And that's a long, long flight.
That is.
So better him than me, huh?
Exactly. At this point in life, have fun, Matt.
Hey, the third headline reads, hotels in Vegas are so slow. This is unbelievable. They're down double digits. They're so slow this summer that some of them are even waiving resort fees.
Yeah.
And so, that's $50 or $75 a night.
Well, that's another hot city. Oh. And if you're going to get out and explore rather than just go sit in a casino, it's not the time of year to be there.
No.
That being said, we are going in September, but there's an actual event going on, and the hotels make up for their slow rates when you actually are going to town for the big events.
Yeah, they do, don't they? We actually saw some midweek event nights for $49 a night this next month, and the weekend rates were $99. Of course, there aren't any events tied to that. Mm-hmm. Probably that same hotel will be $499.
That'd be roughly when there is an event going on. Yeah. It's the Westin that you've stayed at, I've stayed at many times, at half block off or half mile off the strip. Yeah, it's $149 a night room probably right now. But you go there during an event and they're awful proud of that.
They'll
place.
make up for it.
They make up for it.
Okay. Hey, the next headline in this week's Weekly Traveler. We've been putting this out now for 30 plus years, and we've got now 100,000 people get our emails every Tuesday at 10:30. We start sending them out all around the world. I was at the Global Business Travel Association convention this last week in Denver, and everybody would come up to me and say, I get your weekly travel alert. So we've been doing this for so many years that it's kind of gotten...
Did they want your autograph?
Well, didn't go that far.
They didn't carry on their shoulders?
No, didn't go that far. But we had a great seminar. It was called... Nobody reads the travel policy anymore until AI makes it easy. And basically, Jen Beld, our president of executive travel, we had Tony Arnold, who's the founder of Brown Bacon AI, and myself were on the stage. We had a packed house. It couldn't fit one more person in because of the fire code.
Oh, really?
It was
packed. Actually got to the point. Okay.
Yeah. So we had 250 people in this room, packed house, and we were the hottest subject at this massive global business travel convention.
And Jen said you guys did a good job.
Did she?
She did.
Okay, all right.
So we'll give you the props when it's due.
Okay, hey, now, so when I say there's a tsunami of fall travel is about to hit, this is really the calm before the storm, Paul. And what we put together on this week's list, a list of what it means to the travelers.
Okay.
Because it's interesting, but what does it mean to the people listening to us today? Number one, now is the time to book. If you've been thinking, what do I do? Do I wait or book now? Book now. The prices are really great. So it basically, I think you've got a 2 or 3 week window. I think things are going to change.
Well, I think even just today, I got a note from the school. So people are starting to get the back to school stuff. And as soon as the kids are back in school, then all of a sudden you're thinking fall break. So you got this little window before everybody's thinking about fall break or winter break that I think you'll start to see that uptick in pricing.
And here's the interesting things. Europe in September is a steal. Flights are cheap, crowds are thinner, and the weather is perfect. Mm-hmm. It may not be as cool as Alaska, but it's in the 70s.
Well, that's better than 100.
That's what I want.
Yep.
That's all I want. Give me the 70s, and I'm in heaven, right? It's a fat person's heaven.
It's fat person's heaven, yep.
Number 3 on what this means to you, book early for fall. If you're planning a getaway in October and November, don't wait. Now, we've got our company meeting November 10th through the 16th in Montone, Italy at Hotel Forte Braccio. It's interesting. We did a study, and we were going to have our company meeting in Charlotte, right? Mm-hmm. And then we compared the prices of flying them over to Italy, busing them up to Montone, Italy, to Hotel Forte Braccio, and it was 30% cheaper.
Well, the hotel's 70% cheaper per night.
Right.
And then it was things like, you don't realize if you're not in the meetings market on a regular basis, but for those of us that have been around that for 30 years, audio visual and meals and the things domestically compared to what things like that cost when you go to smaller communities like Italy. That makes up for the cost of the airfare.
Yeah.
So between the AV and the hotel rate per night, there's what was it? We were figuring probably $700 per person in difference.
Yeah. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. You can fly from Omaha to Rome and have a meeting in Italy cheaper than flying from Omaha to Charlotte and having the same meeting, even including the airfare, by 30%. So that's a big ticket item. And we think a lot of people will enjoy taking their spouses and spending a week. That's the other thing. We're spending a week in Italy versus 3 days in Charlotte, and it's still 30% cheaper. So the fourth and final reason that how it affects people is your loyalty points go farther.
Right now.
Now you're seeing for these shoulder seasons and winter seasons, whereas that business class may be 295,000 miles one way, will be 80,000 miles one way on business class.
Didn't you get Ryan a business class upgrade to Italy for how many points
where's
was that?
the big thank you, Ryan? Thank you,
How
Ryan.
many points was that? 80,000?
80,000. No, it was 55 or something.
Oh, so that's all he's really worth.
No, he's a special guy.
I wouldn't have done it for 80,000, but since it was 55.
and I'll tell you, he was like a kid in a candy store. Wow.
Well, now he's gonna want it every time. Though. That's the thing.
No.
But did you put him back in the back for the trip home?
Yeah.
Okay. Put his 6'6" frame back into some of the knees into the other guy in front of him's back.
Hey, that's this week's edition of the Weekly Traveler. We're having fun. We want you to have fun traveling the world, and we'd be happy to help you at Executive Travel, 402-435-8888. Call us, and one of our friendly agents. We also specialize in business travel management. We're known as a travel management company as a primary thing we do. And the third thing we do is we do Women of the Midwest, women-only tours, and boy, is that hopping this year. So with that, Paul, you want to do the sound off?
Yeah, please like, subscribe, share, and add any comments or feedback on topics that would be of interest for future episodes. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.